versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. I feel it all. I'm feeling numb. I lost my soul. It's on the run. I need a spark. I need some fun. I'm in the dark. Like what's to come? It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. It's me versus me. It's you and I. The time is now. It's do or die. I chose my path. No choosing sides. I'll tell you what comes. Here for the ride. I'm that guy. No more time for the bad guy. Never going back to the bad side. Need the holy water, get baptized. Yeah, I'm that guy. No more time for the bad guy. Never going back to the bad side. Need the holy water, get baptized. I'm that guy. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up. Yo, we are days away from draft day, man. Can y'all believe it, bro? Like, we've been grinding for so long, and here we are just days away for the NFL draft, man. I cannot be more excited, because I'll tell y'all this, man. I'm going to be transparent. Like, when it comes to the draft work, man, y'all know I put in lots of work. There's a lot of countless hours, lots of research, lots of film watching, lots of conversations. Like, I be mentally drained. Y'all see me, bro? I haven't had a haircut or a shave since I left Vegas from the fight. And that was what? Last month, right? You know what I'm saying? So your boy's been out here grinding. So I've been looking forward for draft season just to be over. This Sunday, I'm going to kick back and relax. I'm going to enjoy some time with my family. I'm going to take my boys on a vacation to Orlando. My guy Tank Davis is fighting in Vegas. I'm going to spin the block and go out there to Vegas for the fight with my bro DMV. And then I'm taking the wife to Aruba. We getting the hell up out of here, y'all. So me personally, I've been kind of in chill mode this week, you know what I'm saying? Because I was kind of taking my foot off the gas. I'm putting pencils down when it comes to the draft content. But a lot of people reached out to me. It's like, yo, Tuck, we need you today. We need you today, man, because Jerry and Steven sat up there at that podium and had a draft press conference, man. And what a lot of Cowboys fans heard, they're not excited about. And here's what I want to say, y'all. I'm excited today. I'm actually happy today. Today was a rewarding feeling. Tuck, what are you talking about? Rewarding feeling? Did you not hear the press conference? Like, we're going to go to the press conference, right? But I feel a sense of reward when I saw today, because typically as us content creators, we're the ones tat, shooting at the front office. Nope, that's cap, right? You can sign Dak. You can make the cap work. You can extend CeeDee Lamb. It's perfectly fine. You have plenty of money, right? It's the content creators. It's the bloggers. It's now the fans who are becoming more aware, right? So it's always us kind of shooting, right? And today I sat back and watched the press conference. And I was just listening to the questions from the in-house media, man. And yo, I'm proud, y'all. I am proud, because not only is it the fans, not is it only the content creators and the bloggers and the writers, the in-house media sat back, listened to Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones talk, and they all sat back and said the same thing that we were saying, which was
bullshit, 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 bullshit.
And they got cooked, y'all. That front office got cooked. They was sweating bullets up there. I never seen them so flustered. Jerry Jones flustered. Stephen Jones flustered, right? And I think I forgot who it was. I think it was Nick on Twitter had posted that typically before the draft, when you have these draft press conferences, it's a lot of draft stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on your philosophy? Who fits your approach and pro days and this and that and this and that? Today, wasn't none of that. It was like 5% draft talk, 95% what is going on with this organization. Why have you been so complacent? Haven't done anything in free agency. What's going on with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons? You haven't been proactive. You have huge holes going into the draft. Like, our media was actually surgical today. And the one person who came out of left field, who sometimes she does, but today, hats off to Jane Slater. Kudos to Jane, man. I might get me a Jane Slater jersey. I was so damn proud for Jane Slater today for sticking up and not only asking tough questions, y'all, but asking questions for us, right? Speaking up for us. That is the reason why I exist, why so many of my other counterparts exist. We always felt like nobody is speaking up for us, the fans, you guys in the chat. My guy Bugsy, man, my guy Daniel, my guy Jack, my guy Mills, my guy Professor O, David, Sid, you know what I'm saying? Big Dal in the building, you know what I'm saying? Lacey, everybody who is speaking up for us. My guy Steven, Mac, who is speaking up for us? And today, on April 23rd, Jane Slater said, you know what? I'm speaking up for those Cowboys fans. And man, oh man, when she did, I sat up in my chair. My dog, Boss Cowboy, I called him. You know what I'm saying? I was in group chats. I was like, yo, are y'all hearing this? Are y'all hearing this? Jane went to bat for us, and I cannot be more proud because what you guys have to understand, I get it, y'all. I get it. We all copping Jane Slater jerseys tonight, man. Jane Slater jerseys. Man, we gotta give Jane a number, right? We all copping Jane Slater jerseys. But what you guys have to understand is, you know, I understand what it's like to be in-house media, right? You're limited, right? You know, I do the same thing for the Chiefs here in Kansas City, right? I'm not as kamikaze with the Chiefs as I am with the Cowboys because I'm fully independent. And typically when you're in-house and you're credentialed media, there's a ripple effect, right? So let's say, for instance, I'm representing Professor O Sports TV station, right? And I'm credentialed. If I go in there acting a damn fool, it may not just be me that's impacted. It might be the relationship with my coworkers and with my sponsors and everything else, right? So you kind of have to act accordingly. So I get it, right? Because I know a lot of people say, well, Tuck, why don't they ask the questions that you guys ask? Well, because it's a little bit different, right? You got to kind of stick and move, right? But you also have journalistic rights and integrity to press a little bit, push back, you know, because typically if you watch these press conferences, and let's be honest, y'all, only us sickos watch these press conferences. I hate that whole music steal. They got a new little logo, Dallas Cowboys Live. Salute to the social media team, Dallas Cowboys Live, and a new little font, but the same dumb music. Cow. I hate that with a passion. So, but you got to understand, like, only us really like watch these interviews because me personally, I get a lot of nuggets. I get a lot of nuggets when Mike McCarthy talks versus frickin' Frack. But when Mike McCarthy talks, that's when I sit up in my chair and I get my notepad out. I was like, okay, what is he talking? And my guy, No C. Walker, almost caught him with Tyler Smith. We'll talk about that here shortly. So I understand it. So everybody else is in-house, right? I don't expect them to be as kamikaze as we are. I think we're all on the same team. And what Jane Slater and, you know what I'm saying, and Patrick No C. Walker and, you know, all these Michael Gelk and all these different journalists, they're more like snipers. They're more from a distance. All we need from them is to scope out the place and ask the proper questions. And then that's when me and Law and Boss and Rome and DMV and Professor O and BJ Nix and, you know, all of us put on our masks, we kick in the door like mercenaries, and we start shooting stuff up. That's all we need. I need to case out the joint, what's going on, and we're going to kick in the door and shoot stuff up. So great job today, and we'll talk about that in press conference. But I want to talk about something first, y'all, and we're going to turn on the phone lines today. Like I said, I ain't got nothing planned. It's kind of improv. You know what I'm saying? Improv. So I'm turning the phone lines because I really just want to hear from y'all as we gear up from the draft season, right? I've done enough talking. But I also want to talk about this situation with Dak Prescott. And a lot of people's been asking me this, you know, in DMs, on Instagram. Salute to everyone on Instagram. We finally got to 3,000. Salute, right? You know what I'm saying? It took me like 4 years, right, to get to 3,000 on Instagram. But salute to everyone following me on Instagram. So I've been getting this question a lot. Tuck, this Thursday, are we going to trade Dak Prescott? Now, I don't know where the rumor was coming from. Some people say it was me. Now, to be honest with you, the whole Dak to Vegas thing is just me just having fun with the fan base. I would like to see Dak to the Vegas Raiders if he's no longer a Dallas Cowboy, because I love Vegas, and that's like my second home, right? So I see a lot of people saying, you know, Dak's going to get traded on draft night. Dak's going to get traded on draft night. Dak's going to get traded on draft night. I don't think that's the case, right? I just don't think that's the case. Here is what I feel is going to happen with Dak Prescott, y'all. Now, y'all know me. I'm not I call this person, I talk to this person, I have these sources, and I got this exclusive, and that's not really my style. But I've talked to a few people. And if I had to bet, here is what I'm thinking the Cowboys, Las Vegas. I mean, you can do, like, imagine, right? You're Dak Prescott. Well, let's get there, right? So what I think is going to happen with Dak, y'all, just kind of me putting my antennas up and ears to the street. I think that Dak will go into the season betting on himself once again. Speaking of Vegas, betting on himself once again, which is unfortunate, right? For the MVP runner-up, done a lot of great things. I mean, on the field, off the field, just haven't had the playoff success. But besides that, you couldn't ask for more in depth for Dak Prescott, right? I think he's going to go into this season on this deal. Now, Jerry had said they really haven't spoken to Dak Prescott, okay? Dak Prescott said he hasn't really spoken to the Cowboys when it comes to negotiations. But y'all remember when Stephen Jones was at South by Southwest? He was like, oh, yeah, we've had conversations with Dak, and, you know, we're getting things, getting the ball rolling, and, you know, we feel very confident. So two people said that I ain't been speaking, and then you, Stephen Jones, got caught up in a little lie. So I don't think the ball is even moving when it comes to Dak Prescott. And y'all know this, right? And I said this on Twitter today. Dak Prescott, once we get to Oxnard, it's a done deal, right? Dak doesn't typically negotiate throughout the season, right? That's just not his style. Now, maybe that can change. So I think once we get to Oxnard, things will stop and cease. And then Dak is going to be playing on a one-year deal once again, which is horrible, right? It's horrible. And here's where I think the Cowboys are messing up. They feel like, okay, we'll let Dak play on this 1 year prove-it deal. And then next year when he's a free agent, he loves playing in Dallas. He's grew up a Cowboys fan. He has a big house here in Dallas. He has all of his players, and Zeke is living in Dallas. We'll just re-sign Dak next year once the cap has increased, and we'll make things all work out. That's what I feel like the Cowboys are going to attempt to do. And what I was saying on Twitter, y'all, this is like going to college with your high school girlfriend. Now, kudos to those of you who are high school, you know what I'm saying, sweethearts, and y'all went to college, and y'all stayed together in college, and y'all got married. That's a cool story for y'all. But what's going to happen if you let that happen and Dak is on the open market? Those options are going to come in, right? We're hearing about the Vegas Raiders. I just posted something. The Denver Broncos fan base is just foaming at the mouth for the opportunity to get Dak Prescott. There's other teams, the Minnesota Vikings. Like, there's going to be options. Now, imagine this. You're Dak Prescott. The Vegas Raiders want to fly you out to negotiate with you. Tom Brady picks you up from a private plane. You have Devontae Adams. You have Max Crosby sitting right there, right? You have a bunch of crazy Raiders fans out there with signs talking about the Dak hole and Dak in black, and you see your name in lights on the Vegas Strip. Jerry can compete with that? Can you compete with that? I mean, the team that's been disrespecting me, the team that, I had an MVP season, they're always making me bet on myself. If you go somewhere else and you feel valued, you feel wanted, you feel loved, appreciated, you're going to pick your ears up. You're going to pick your ears up. And the Cowboys are going to have to compete with that. And it might be tough sailings, right? So we'll see. But like I said, overall, when it comes to Dak Prescott, man, it's a situation where I don't know, I just don't know how this is going to fare out. But if I had to bet money today, I would say the deal does not get done before camp. I would actually bet money on CeeDee Lamb being the deal that's done before Dak Prescott. Unfortunately, right? Unfortunately. So that's just how I feel right now, man. But we'll see. But as of right now, how things currently stand, can y'all let me know in the chat? If y'all listen to the interview, I know a lot of you listen to the interview. You've seen what we've done this far. Let me know in the chat. Does it feel like the Dallas Cowboys this year, right now, April 23rd, 2024, are trying to win a championship this year? Does it feel like it's you? Don't feel like it's me. Don't feel like it's me. It feels like, and Jerry Jones even said this out of his old, and here's the crazy part, right? When it comes to Jerry Jones, right? We all know Jerry, you know what I'm saying? We laugh, we cry, and Jerry Jones, right? It's just our old grandpa Jerry. In the real world, when Jerry starts slurring and purring and blurbing and burring and tramping and shitting, right? In my industry that I was in sales, you have to mark Jerry Jones for diminished capacity. You have to file it legally. You have to file diminished capacity, right? And all of you are clearly saying in the chat, the Cowboys right now, forget all in. Just forget all in. Just move a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget all in, Jerry, because he said all in. He said, at the time in the Senior Bowl, I didn't know our cap situation, so I said we were all in. But what do I mean by all in? That means that, I mean all in with the younger guys, and I mean all in with the draft,
Bullshit! Bullshit! Bullshit!
That's what he meant, bro. That's what you meant, bro. You didn't know what you were talking about. You was just talking. What do you mean all in on these young guys? You mean all in on the draft class that was inactive all last year, right? And you're going to go all in on the draft, but then you said that you're not expecting these young draft players to come in and have impact. You're worried about the veterans and focused on those guys. You can say that you feel like you have a competitive roster, but here's my question. Here's my pushback. This is Jay Tuck, the credentialed Cowboys journalist, right? The question I would ask, Jerry, last year you said that the roster fell short, right? Fell short of expectations, okay? Do you feel like you had a championship roster last year? Yeah. He'll lie, dance, you know what I'm saying? I had a championship roster last year, okay? Now, you've depleted that roster and haven't rebuilt it. You've got one outside addition in Kendricks, and we'll toss in the running back if you want to be nice, right? Cool, right? Haven't refilled the void that you have from losing players. He blamed Zeke on losing Tyron Smith, which was, okay? So how can you say that you have a championship roster when you depleted yourself from last year and you haven't replenished it any? Like, you haven't done anything to replenish the holes that you built. You don't have someone to replenish Tony Pollard. You don't have someone that can replenish Tyron Smith. You don't have someone yet to replenish LVE. You don't have someone that can replenish Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler and even Michael Gallup. Like, you haven't. So there's a lot of things that Jerry says, and we'll go through it, Steve. We're going to go through the press conference. Now, I'm not going to play the video. I'm just going to play the audio because you two got a hit out on me, bro. Like, if you watch my Tyler Guyton film session, like, they went and just chopped up the films, like cutting up everything. They were trying to get it taken off of you. I don't know what the hell's going on, right? But we're going to play it. But yeah, nothing that Jerry was saying really makes sense, right? And here is what Steven said that concerned me. And I really felt this way this entire offseason, is that from their mindset, y'all, they felt like last year was their all-in year. That's when they put all the chips on the table and went all in. Now, that wasn't all in. I like Gilmore. I like Brandon Cooks. But that wasn't all in. That was just going further than you usually go. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't all in, right? So they felt like, hey, they went all in last year. It didn't work out. So now they're going to do things their way. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip from Stephen Jones, where it's not Jay Tuck saying it. It's not the chat. It's not Cowboys fans saying it. It's coming out their own damn mouth.
It's big before us up to 24.
It's crazy.
And so that's what we're doing. What that does is effectively create the competition in the game that we have right now. It's called a salary cap. Mm-hmm. It is not a lack of money under the premise.
Y'all can hear that, Danny? Turn it up.
It's a part of the rules, just like you can't be offsides, or you can't hit a guy when he's already on the ground, or you can't use your hands at the wrong time on the defensive secondary. Part of the rules of this game is to have a salary cap.
Part of the rules.
And that salary cap means that if you pay Martin more money one year, you're going to have less to pay the next year. That's just part of it that goes, and that's what you've seen. I don't mean to be talking elementary at all, and I'm not. It's just that we know that rule is there and have known it ever since we've been in the salary cap business, that comes, and so it's no mistaking. Sometimes you look at your account, and you're loaded with money in there that day.
All cap.
But you've incurred bills that has 3 times the bills that you have money in your account. But that
and
day,
that's
it
the
looks
problem.
like you got a lot
they
of money.
really think that we're dumb.
Well, you've got to be disciplined about spending what's in your account if you know you got all these bills out here. That again is what we're talking about. Now, don't interrupt me.
Yeah,
I'm teasing him. Go.
Now, here comes
the
Steve.
thing I would say, too, is the elephant in the room is our playoff success. And we could win an off season like we did last year and get an A. Boy, you went and got Cooks, you went and got Gilmore, you signed some veteran players, and boy, you won the off season. But guess what? We didn't get it done in the playoffs.
You said you went into the offseason, you signed Gilmore, you signed Cooks, right? You signed some veteran guys, but couldn't get it done in the offseason after you got an A+ from the offseason. But don't you think that having an A+ offseason helps your chances at the end of the season? Think about this, y'all. Think about how our season would have went last year if we didn't have Brandon Cooks and we didn't have Stephon Gilmore. Think about how our season would have went last year if, Trayvon Diggs just went down and all we had was Deron Bland and Eric Scott Jr. and J. Lou. Right. Think about that. Think about it if we just went out there with CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, right? So let's not act like your offseason additions from last year didn't help. Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks was a huge boost to our season last year, bro. It wasn't like we striked out last year. It was like, damn, man, we made a trade for Gilmore and brought in Cooks and they was trash. Hell no. Hell no, bro. Like, they were huge assets and a huge value, right? You went and got Jonathan Hankins for a 7th round pick. We needed Jonathan Hankins. So some of those guys that you brought in, Dante Fowler, you know what I'm saying? Like, those guys added value to our team. So let's not sit back and act like we missed out last year. Like, that wasn't the case. But of course, he's going to kind of spin it as it is.
So until we do that, you could say, well, you signed 2 or 3 or made 2 or 3 trades or 2 or 3 free agents. Until we have the success in the playoffs, that's the biggest question that everybody, is going to ask is, how are you going to get over that hurdle? And we feel like we can do it with this roster. I know Mike feels strongly about our team and what we can get done with it. I don't want to speak for Mike, but, that's the elephant in the room. And, we just feel strongly that because we have had success in the drafts, I think it's pretty well documented. If you have success in the drafts, and you want to keep those players.
All right, chat. So let me know last year, what success did we have in the draft? Okay, let's count it, right? Mozzie Smith, Luke Schoonmaker, Overshown got hurt, Awesome Richards not active, Deuce Vaughn not active, right? Junior Fiocco not active, Jalen Brooks active every now and then. You had Hunter Lukey. So where's the success in the draft coming from? Where's the success from last year's draft class? So what happens if you go with this F philosophy, and you brick again in the draft? Because let's keep it honest. Imagine last year, there's no Stephon Gilmore, there's no Brandon Cooks, and we put that draft class on top of it. Our season's looking a little bit different. And it wasn't like we had this outstanding season anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were good, but we wasn't competitive. We couldn't beat San Francisco. We got dog walk versus them. We couldn't beat the Bills. We couldn't beat the Dolphins. And we battled back and forth with the Lions. We should have got clipped by Seattle. We split with Philly. So let's not act like we were out there just dominating last year. No, we were skating by, and, you know. But I don't understand this mentality where you act like, oh, we ain't gotta participate in the all season because we're gonna kill it in the draft. That is a bad situation to put your organization in and your team in going into Thursday. As I've been saying, you're going to the grocery store starving. You're going to the grocery store starving, man. You're gonna be just grabbing stuff. You're just gonna be grabbing stuff because you're hungry and you really don't have a plan, but you have this arrogance, this ego that, you know what, no matter what, we're going to be okay with the draft. Because someone asked him, when did this whole draft and develop thought process really come from? And he said, oh, when we start doing well at it. So pretty much, you don't really have this philosophy, and Will McClay's been kind of saving it for you. You know what I'm saying? He's been kind of saving y'all a little bit, right? But the Cowboys are just, I don't know, y'all. I really don't understand it. It doesn't make sense from a team that hasn't won anything in 30 years. How can you sit back and just be lethargic and complacent? Like, I don't understand how the Philadelphia Eagles hate them, lost the Super Bowl, and they're doing whatever it takes to get back. They were just in it 2 years ago, right? But for us who haven't been in the Super Bowl for 30 years, we're cool. We're comfy. We're comfy. Like, we're good. So to my dog Ben, man, yo, definitely check out my dog Ben's, man, draft Excel sheet, man. He's out there smoking stuff, man. Salute to my dog Ben out there. Our backups ball out and drag the floor, J-Tuck. All of them. All of our backups, right? All of our backups were so cold. Our draft class is smoking it so well, they couldn't even be on the active roster. We all chanted, bro. We all chanted deuce in preseason. Never saw him again. I like Junior Fiocco. Never saw him again. Right? Never saw him again. If Awesome Richards is going to take a leap forward, then why are we bringing back Chuma Udoka? You could have saved money there. But let's go back to other draft classes. Have y'all seen Matt Waletzko? Have you seen Josh Ball? What happened to Jabril Cox? You cut him. What happened to Jonathan Ridgeway? You cut him. What happened to Devin Harper? Oh, you cut him. What happened to Quentin Bohanna? You cut him. Nashawn Wright, special teams. Israel Mukuamu can barely get on the field, right? So all these draft picks in the draft and develop, they're not even getting reps out there, bro. They're not even getting reps out there, bro. So you can lie to them, but you can't lie to us. And Cowboys Nation are sitting back watching Steven and Jerry Jones talk. And every time you talk, we call
bullshit, 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 bullshit.
It is. The facts of the matter. Now let's get over to the fun part, man. I'm going to get into my girl, Jane Slater, right? And she really pressed them, y'all. And listen to how she pressed them. She pressed them out the gate. Like I said, hats off to Jane, because we need more of this. We need more courage. 22 draft class, right? 22 draft class, right? It's just like, yeah. I mean, you can even toss in, Clark, like Damone Clark. Like, is he really going to be in the rotation next year? Because you have Kendricks, you probably have O out there, you probably are drafting another linebacker, so that can be another guy. But draft and develop, right? Draft and develop. That's the mentality to go through. You don't have to do nothing else. Even the Super Bowl champs, even the Super Bowl champs are having to be active in the offseason. But for us, we got it all figured out. What's up, Jane?
Some of them, for instance, also it bears down to their talent level isn't what you might have expected. Those are all mistakes that we've made right and left, but we've hit on some too. And so all of that makes it, you got to, as I've said a lot of times, you don't need to be doing this unless you got a high tolerance for ambiguity.
Ambiguity.
Which means you don't know what's right around the corner.
Jane Slater.
Jane Slater, NFL Network. Trust me, I get budgeting. I've been working on it over the years. But my job is to explain to fans, friends, and family who don't understand when you've got these 3 free agents, particularly Dak. We've seen in the past, I don't think us covering this team, we're surprised that a deal hasn't gotten done. And typically they don't get done until training camp. But why not work on those deals earlier so that you have the flexibility to go get those veterans that have led to success in the last 2 postseasons?
Your problem is that well, I'm answering your question, but you don't have many problems. I really, you're excellent. But the point is that you may be working on it and not moving anything but your eyebrows.
You may be working on it, but not
Who
moving
in the
anything but your
world
eyebrows.
would think that we're not working on it? I work on it. It pops open at 2 a.m. sometimes. What your actually question is why don't you have something done and negotiated and put in the drawer? Well, we'd like to see some more leaves fall. We'd like to see some more action. It's called option. A lot of guys need to hand it off. First guy through the line. Another one will keep it another step, decide whether to pitch it or not. He'll decide whether to turn upfield with it, and then he's still got a pitch left. So it's called option quarterback. That's working the problem.
That's working the problem. Let me know in the chat, do y'all understand anything that he said, right? Jerry-isms. Like I said, Jerry Jones, he talks like an old pimp. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about Jerry, he can say a whole bunch of nothing, but then sometimes some people like, okay, that makes sense. Bro, he didn't say, he said absolutely nothing. The only thing that I heard from Jerry Jones as he was scribbling on that pad, responding to Jane Slater was,
Bullshit! 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 Bullshit!
that's all it was. He said he's like an option quarterback. The leaves have to fall. You have to answer the damn question, bro. Has the conversations and negotiations with Dak started, and where do they currently stand? They haven't started yet. He said absolutely nothing, man.
It's working the problem. I've spent my life being an option quarterback. And I can go right out to the damn sideline and still leave a pitch in me. So I can do that. And that's just a style that you have. And so you never know. You might give money to somebody that you shouldn't have given it to. You got 2 or 3 of those names around here for me. I've been reading about them all week. So I know they're out there. I shouldn't have handed it off as quick. Should have gone on out and seen a few more. See some more defense before I either pitched it or kept it. So to say that you're not working on it and going is not the right answer. What they differ with you is your style.
Your style.
Because it's on your mind. It'd be madness not to know that the contracts are ahead. I want to see a few more cards played, candidly. If you got trouble with when the timing is around here, it's because I'm not ready to go.
If you have trouble with the timing around here, it's because I'm not ready to go. So what he's saying is he is not ready to sign Dak Prescott right now. So here we are, middle of April. We have May, we have June. He's deflecting, just like you said, Dre. He's deflecting the situation, but he said he is not ready to go. He is not ready to get started with this. So why is Dak going to show some sense of urgency, y'all? Why is Dak going to show some sense of urgency? I don't know. I feel like both sides have drawn their line in the sands. In this situation, just speaking for Dak, I feel like it's going to be, I don't see it happening, y'all. I just don't see it happen. One, because they feel like Trey Lance, and he actually spoke on Trey Lance, right? He said Trey Lance was brought in be kind of help with it. But Cooper Rush has won 5 games in this league. The reason why they need Dak Prescott is because Dak Prescott can win games that Cooper Rush can't. Yeah, we know that, bro. Okay, cool. So he spoke very highly on Cooper Rush. So why did you give a 4th round pick for Trey Lance if you think that Cooper Rush is a valuable backup asset and you don't want to move off on him? So what is Trey Lance going to do this year once again if Dak plays under this 1-year deal? He's probably going to be 3rd string and active. You wasted a 4th round pick where we could have had value this year on a 4th round guy, on a 1st round pick who has some upside but hasn't proven anything, and he's probably going to be your backup 3rd string quarterback. And you're seeing Justin Fields, you're seeing all these other quarterbacks. You saw what Jones went for, or Zach Wilson went for. You're seeing what these other quarterbacks are going for 6th, 7th, right? For us, we gave up a 4th because it wasn't about football when it came to Trey Lance. It was more about how can I use this as a bargaining chip versus Dak Prescott. And unfortunately, Dak Prescott is spitting right back in the Cowboys front office face.
And you don't worry about those.
And this is what I also love about Jane. She didn't ask one question and dead it and let them move on to somebody else. She said, nah, I got some more questions.
Numbers going up as a result of other teams paying some of these players at their positions.
I worry about, if you're asking me, do I worry about things going up? Not worry, but I probably have as good a feel as anybody living on this earth what the cap is going to be 3 years from now and 4 years from now, 5 years from now. I really do.
So the cap going up 3 years from now, 4 years from now, what does that have to do right now? Because what Jane is asking is, if you sit down and you're not being proactive, you're being reactive, the price is going to continue to climb. And this has been the biggest problem when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. So this is my guy, Pastor Carl, bro. Huge joke, right? Huge laughing stock. This has been the biggest problem when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. They've been reactive versus proactive. So you're just sitting there letting the price climb and climb and climb and climb. And then when it's time to pay, you're paying more than you would have paid Dak back in February. You think when Trevor Lawrence is going to sign with Jacksonville, that quarterback market is not going to extend, right? You think if Justin Jefferson signs with Minnesota, that wide receiver market isn't going to reascend? It's going to continue to climb. And you did this way back when it was Carson Wentz, when it was Jared Goff, when you could have signed Dak for the low. You sat back and waited. I ain't got to buy it now. It'll be like me seeing a PlayStation 5 on sale for $200 at Walmart. I go to Walmart, do some grocery shopping. Oh, it's a PS5, $200. That's a hell of a good price. And I'll come back and get it next week. And I'll wait till Christmas time. I'll get it then. All right, well, now it's $700, dummy. You should have grabbed it when it was $200. And to be $1 billion business, it's really concerning to me that you can't see the value of being early on deals. The Eagles just did it with Devontae Smith. Hey, let's go ahead and get him signed now, because if we sit back and wait for Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle and all these other players to get signed, the price is going to be even higher. Let's just get it done now. And players will respect you, and they'll be more eager to sign with you early and get off their rookie deal where you actually can find some value in. Now, little old me can say that and figure that out. Us in the chat can figure and say that out. But frickin' frack, they just don't understand. They want to wait. Well, let's just wait till Trevor Lawrence gets signed. Let's just wait till after Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase gets signed. We'll get the deal once we get to camp. CD's not going to camp if he hasn't had no deal.
We've got exceptional insight into where the cap is going to be.
Exceptional.
More so than a lot of people.
Jane, I can assure you, if we felt like we could get a number that was a good number, because unfortunately these, as we all know, representatives talk to each other. You don't think the representatives of Jefferson and CD and Chase aren't talking? And you don't think they got their eye on something really big? Please. I mean, they're not ready to come in here. Same thing with Micah. Unfortunately, these, as we all know, representatives talk to each other. You don't think the representatives of Jefferson and CD and Chase aren't talking? And you don't think they got their eye on something really big? Please.
I wish I could see the video, man, because Mike McCarthy's up there just sipping his water like, this ain't got nothing to do with me, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with me. But frickin' Frack up there getting cooked.
I mean, they're not ready to come in here. Same thing with Micah, and same thing with Dak. I mean, it's just it's a little cat and mouse. Total respect for him.
Why not get ahead of that then if you know what some of those big numbers might be?
Well, you don't know what those big numbers might be.
You don't know.
And as I said, if your gut feel was, if Jerry's gut feel was that was a good number, then you would do it.
You're say get ahead of it as though you knew the answer. And one reason you're not doing it is you may not have the answer. You may really need to see if there's more cap room. You might need to see if you're going to get somebody else signed. Or you really right then might not even have the money.
Jerry's drawing a whole bunch of nothing.
Under the cap, of course. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it's timing. Timing is obviously as important as the principal amount. And sometimes timing keeps you from making a mistake. And that's not just football. That's not just the salary cap. That's any decisions that you've got to have a
Mike is like, bro, this ain't got nothing to do with me, bro. I'm out of here.
Bright lines when it's done or gets done. Out. And of course, in all due respect, the players, coaches, commissioners, everybody's listening to their music too when you start talking about this thing called pay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
He's shaking.
Sponsors. We all look at those things. So it's not boy, they should have done that last week because the price of tea in China went up. It's not the way you do it, frankly. Certainly not the way we do it, and I've seen criticism about that we wait too long to sign players or those kinds of things. They certainly can look back and say, if it had done it 5 years ago, then price of living was much down then. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that might be the case, but we might have been waiting to see how a couple of players played and whether or not we want to keep them or not. Again, no decision is singularly based on that decision.
And see, that's ignorant when it comes to Dak Prescott, right? Because the moment that the Cowboys organization decided that they are moving on from Tony Romo, okay, we're moving on from Tony Romo, Dak is going to be the guy. He should have been having the sense of urgency to get that deal done. It should have. But look who they signed before Dak, right? They signed Jalen Smith before Dak. They signed Zeke before Dak. You have to take care of your quarterback. And Dak was a 4th-round pick, y'all. You could have signed Dak ahead of time, right? You saw what he was able to do his rookie season, right? Rookie of the year. You saw him in the playoffs, even though we lost to Aaron Rodgers, right? He played, you know what I'm saying? You saw him versus Seattle. He won a home playoff game versus Russell Wilson. So why were you sitting back waiting to see more and more and more and more and more with Dak Prescott? You franchise tagged him twice when you could have just gotten a deal done, signed him to a cheaper extension, and would have been set moving forward where you could have been. Look how many teams that Carson Wentz is on. He's here. Carson Wentz is here in Kansas City. I just saw the press conference the other day. Carson Wentz is here in Kansas City. Jared Goff is in Detroit. You could have moved on from Dak Prescott with a less cheaper tax hit and a cap hit, but you kept waiting. So a lot of these cap problems that the Cowboys talk about they had, it's their fault. You created it. You did it to yourself. There's nobody to blame but you.
It's that scope, that person, that pay. Because of the nature of the cap, it affects everybody down the line. So that has a big bearing on it, too.
Yeah. Who didn't see the quarterback market explode? You didn't see all these quarterbacks getting paid these mega deals. Like, and this is what I'm saying, y'all. It is 2024. Like, it's not the old days where it's like Jerry Jones has a press conference. Then some writer for the Dallas Morning Star writes about it, and us, the little Cowboys fans, don't know any better, just read and say, okay, that's what we. No. We have resources. We have tools now. We have websites. We have my guy, Professor O, can break down the cap. We can break down the cap ourselves. We can actually do projections our damn self and show you where the cap is headed. My guy, Boss Cowboy, had an analyst who was able to break down the future projections of the salary cap based on the TV licensing deals. We can do that ourselves, Jerry. We can do it ourselves. And the problem is the Dallas Cowboys are stuck in this old prehistoric mindset. And for them, with that ego, they feel like it's working and their way is the best way. And unfortunately, Cowboys Nation, we are the ones that get egg on our face, man. So that's it, man. Let's go ahead and get things live. I just want to hear from y'all, man. But let me know how y'all feel in the chat. I'm going to turn on the phone lines. Give me a call, 339-207-8118. Want to talk to the nation, man, see what's going on. But this press conference was borderline depressing. You know what I'm saying? It was borderline depressing. It was just kind of like, yeah, you know, what's really going on?
All participants are on hold.
It's just one of those things where it's hard, Cowboys Nation. It's really hard right now to get behind this team because a lot of us, we want to win now, bro. Like, I want to win now. Like, that Green Bay loss hurt. I want to avenge it and win now. I'm not talking about winning 4 to 5 years from now. And it feels like they just have no sense of urgency. They're just sitting back. They're chilling. And whatever happens, happens. And what they're going to do, they're going to have Mike McCarthy on a 1-year deal, have Coach Zimmer on a 1-year deal, Dak Prescott on a 1-year deal. And if things hit the fan, wasn't our fault. It was Dak's fault for being too greedy, and Mike McCarthy wasn't the proper coach for the Dallas Cowboys. And Jerry and Stephen Jones walk away free, get zero of the blame, zero of the responsibility, and never gets held accountable. It's a masterful plan. It is a masterful plan, to be honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, they pull it off smoothly. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, they need to get their feet held to the fire. And a lot of people say, yo, Tuck, let's boycott. Let's not, you know what I'm saying? Let's not go to games. We could do that because right now, y'all, if there's any opportunity, if we ever waited for a moment to strike, Cowboys Nation, right now is the moment, right? They're wide open. You know what I'm saying? They're on the ropes. So if we wanted to strike as a fan base, we really could. I just don't know how to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Because even if we don't go to games, there's Cowboys fans who don't know any better that will just go to the games for the hell of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm not sure how we can really hit this team, but they are open. Oh, there's the access code. Hold on. It shouldn't be an access code. Shoot. What is the access code? Let's see. Maybe it's 232323. Hold on, man. It should be open. It should be open. It shouldn't be access code. Honestly, I haven't used the phone line in a long time. You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't be an access code anymore. Try that access code. Let me see. I'm gonna call it on my end. There shouldn't be an access code. I got that removed, I thought, but maybe they put it back. Hold up. But let me know, man. So how do we get past this, Cowboys Nation? How do we move forward and get back on track to being a championship contender? Do y'all think that there's a move that can be made this year in the draft where it can be our electrical charge? Now, I'll be honest with you, man. I've been kind of just reading, looking around, kind of seeing who other teams are interested in. I think Brian Thomas Jr. Let me see here. Hold up. Brian Thomas is gone. Hold on. Let me see what the access code is, or let me actually reset it, bruh. Lots of Cowboy readers, man. I might smash a damn Cowboy reader over my damn head, man. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find this access code. see here. Let me give y'all, let me try this 1 second here. Did they change my phone number? Let's see here. All right. Let me try this phone number. Okay. So let's do this number here. Let's try this number. Yeah, they changed my phone number. And the access code is 9493. Yeah, they took my, that's what I'm saying. The Jones is like, nope. You know what I'm saying? All right, so now they just did the, all right. All right, am my audio good there? Let's see here. See if that phone number works. Let's see. Is my audio back? My audio should be good, right? Good. Check. My audio should be good, right? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, man. See the Joneses, man. They don't want to see me win. They don't want to see me win. Try that phone number and see if that works, y'all. Let's see. Yeah, man. See, what I need producers, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these content creators, you know what I'm saying? And I talked to a few, right? They want like, you get like producers where you kind of sit back and they do everything and they sit back and they do the chats and they do everything. Well, I can just kind of sit back and just chill a little bit, but I ain't got no producer, man. I'm still on the ground level. Let's see here. Let's see. What was that phone number I posted? Let me see. I'm putting in the chat. Did I not post the phone number? All right. So phone number. Bang. I'm gonna put it up here. Actually, put the phone number here. All right. So that's the phone number. All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna fly in the air. I'm gonna show you how smooth I am, though. I can fly in the air, right? So we're gonna fly in the air, and then let's see. Yeah, they you know what I'm saying, they try to take me down, man. They try to take me down, and that's probably why they be hitting me like on YouTube and all sorts of stuff, man. Yeah, Sky is cold, bro. Like Sky has done this so much where it's just flawless for Sky. So let me do this. Like I said, I haven't used the phone calling number in a while, but let me try this. All right, so boom. All right, we gonna get right, man. We gonna get right, because I want to definitely hear from y'all. 530-399-4100. All right. All right, so try that number and then try that access code. The access code was this code right here. See if that gets y'all in. And if not, shit, I don't know. I don't know. I'm out of answers, man. We fly in the air, but I'm saying. So see if that code 5069493. See if that code works. That's what they said. I don't know why they just randomly changed my number. What's the code, or is this the one? That should be the code. Hey, the anytime minutes, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't call me on my phone after 7, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. There we go. Now y'all coming in. All right. So, all right. You know what I'm saying? We adjusting in the air. You know what I'm saying? We're adjusting in the air. Let's see our first caller here. Yo, caller, state your name. Where you from?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, this is One Hand Bandit, Chris from Alaska.
What's up, my guy? Before we start, let me make sure that can y'all hear Chris? Let me make sure we good. Make sure we good.
All right.
Let's see. All right, I think we're good. All right, what's going on with you, my guy?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, bro, I have no hopes for this next season. I'm always gonna root for my team. We're gonna root for Dak. You know what I mean? But this is the last dance. Dak's not gonna be here unless somehow Jerry finds out he doesn't want to sign Dak and does a smart thing and finds a trade partner. But I highly doubt that. But I don't care who we draft. It's just gonna be very hard to think that we're gonna get farther than what we did last year. With the decline of people that we have and not being able to go get free agents and stuff. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks, bro. I'm 21 years old, and all I want to see is one championship in my life. I don't want to have to wait till I'm 50. Where I'm not wishing death on anybody to wait till like Steven dies from old age or something. I don't want to wait that long. It sucks, man. It sucks.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, bro, like, honestly, doing draft content this year, it was hard this year versus last year, because last year I felt like, okay, we lost to San Francisco. There's just a few pieces that we can possibly find in the draft to help boost this team to get back to a championship level. But now with them tearing everything down, it's really hard to get excited. I'm being honest with you, it's hard to get excited for Thursday, because it's like, even if you went and got, let's say two guys, let's say they, for instance, they go and get my guy Trey Benson, I'm still feeling like they can just they don't give a damn about this season, right? So, it's frustrating because it really took a lot of energy out of this offseason and also the NFL draft.
And the other thing is, like we can't even think about, what D tackle should we get when D tackles take time to develop, and we don't even know if Zimmer's going to be here for more than just this 1 year.
Right.
And I like Zimmer's defense from the videos I saw, the breakdowns and stuff. We just don't know. Same with Mike McCarthy. What if Mike McCarthy gets fired next year and he becomes our coach? Like that's gonna be a mixed thing. We get to see how he would be able to do that. But you know what I mean? It sucks, bro.
Right.
It really sucks, especially when we didn't even have to go out and get a Derrick Henry. We didn't have to do that. We could have gotten more depth pieces of guys that could be starters that don't have to be high caliber. Just you could have just got O lineman. We got all these guys that went to Washington. You know what I mean? Like it sucks, but I'm just gonna try to stay as positive as I can. Watch this draft. Hopefully, we get some great players. But thanks for taking my call, Chuck. It's hard to be a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, my guy, and keep your head up. And I know it's hard, man. It's hard to be a Cowboys fan. It's hard to do content because it feels like all we want our front office to do is show that they care just as much as we care. And as of right now, they just haven't shown it. And it's going to be interesting to see how everything translates, especially this Thursday, my guy. But keep rocking, man. I got your back, man. Appreciate all your support, my guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, you have a great day.
Appreciate you. All right, there we go. We rocking and rolling now. Let's see here. Yo, caller, state your name. Where you from? Yep, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hey, how you doing, man?
What's going on with you?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit. My name's Todd. Man, I really respect what you do, and I really respect how you keep everything real.
Appreciate it.
And it was just a must that I called in because I haven't called in to anybody else, and I've been holding this frustration in for a long time, man.
Yeah, man, get it out. And a lot of times, me, I'm blessed and fortunate to be able to be a content creator, because a lot of these times it's really just therapy sessions where I'm just trying to, kind of get my frustration out, man. So go ahead and get it out, man. Let me know, what's your thoughts, man? How are you feeling about everything as we currently stand?
Well, I'm gonna put it like this. You ever seen the movie Trading Places?
Eddie Murphy.
All right, when the part where Eddie Murphy was saying, the way you make rich people sad, you change them to poor people. Well, that's what I feel about the Joneses. The Joneses has gotten to a point where it's not about football anymore. It's about them being in the spotlight. It's about them keep making business moves elsewhere, and they know that we're not going to go anywhere because we're Cowboy fans first. And they just so happen to own the Cowboys. So therefore, they're a mom and pop shop. They make all the mistakes in the world. Nobody's gonna be held accountable for it. They got a son who's schooling is basically what in engineering and stuff, whatever that is. He has no clue on how to run an NFL team. And Jerry used to be a slinger, but now he's turned into somebody that's just trying to save, scared to spend money. He used to be a gambler, man, and he's not that no more. And I think that's a lot have to do with his son.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime somebody from Detroit call you, we don't know who the player was, but they call you on a high value player, and Stephen Jones just say, "No, I get back to you," and that was that.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at the draft last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just speaks for itself. And as fans, it's just very frustrating because there's nothing we can do about it. We're not going to boycott them because let's be real. We're Cowboy fans. We loyal Cowboy fans,
Mm-hmm.
and they know that.
Right.
The only way things would change if we hurt their pockets or hurt their views or whatever the case may be, and that's not going to change because we're too loyal to the brand.
Right.
Not the Joneses, but the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why situations with the Dak Prescotts, the C.D. Lambs, Mari Coopers, they wasted so much talent that we didn't have over the years, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sickening. And as you can see at this press conference they just had, which I didn't watch, but I caught up on it because of you, and it was great that great feedback and everything that that you was doing. It just speaks volumes of they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna do if they can draft 5 receivers in a row, and it wouldn't make a difference because they know that as fans and as viewers we're going to tune in,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna spend money on them.
Yep.
It's not even about football anymore with them. They say it is, but it's not. I'm the one that put up their Pootie Tang.
Okay.
That's what talk like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sadate. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the frustrating part, right? We want football, but the Cowboys and they've admitted this, they are about their brand first. And even if everyone watching my channel or watching Law's channel and Boss and everyone on Twitter say, you know what, we are done. There are Cowboys fans that they market to that has no idea about any of this, and they're just happy to go out there and scream, "We them boys," and they're gonna fill up the seats. But here's how we make our change, right? Continue to lift our voice, whether that's on social media, whether that's on your YouTube channels, whether that's on your Facebook posts, because they're hearing it. And what I was saying earlier, bro, is that the media, they're the ones that are closest to them. They're starting to feel it too, right? They're starting to feel it too. And so what's going to happen is they're going to start to feel that public pressure. They're going to start to feel that public pressure, man. So we just got to keep lifting our voices and raising our platforms. And, hopefully things will change. But honestly, this season, y'all, I really don't know much to expect, to be honest with you. I wish I had something to sell y'all. Like, even for me, right, the draft is always kind of like my Christmas, something I can kind of use to maybe get me geared back up. Like, even going through these draft prospects, I'm just like, we would have to completely knock it out the park, like something crazy like in 2020 when we got C.D. Lamb and turned around and got Trayvon Diggs to kind of get me excited. If we reach back and get like a Kingsley Samadio, I'm saying, like, we can, like, it's going to be, you know what I'm saying? It's just not going to be that electric charge that we need, because I feel like there's so many teams, especially in our conference, that's ahead of the curve where we really need to be. So it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating, but we're all in this together, man. We're all in this together.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man, because I'm telling you, if it wasn't for y'all, Law Nation and Sky, man, Cowboys, man, it's people like y'all that keeps it real with us. You get what I'm saying? And understand what we're, that truly understand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's people like the Joneses, and I'm going to say it, Fisher. Fisher be full of BS too sometimes. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's people like them that they getting paid. Well, Fisher don't say he doesn't get paid by them, but they getting paid. The Jones are getting paid by us because they fail to realize the only reason why they are successful is because of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they think that they're untouchable and stuff like that. And what you're saying is correct. We just got to keep grinding and stuff like that. A lot of voices get heard because, man, come on,
mm-hmm.
30 years.
30 years.
I'm 48 years old.
It's not
man.
even 30
The
years of
last
not
time
winning a Super Bowl.
I seen the Super Bowl. My son was just born, and he'll be 28 to 30.
See, yeah, it's crazy, right? It's crazy when you think about that, man, and it's frustrating, right? Because we are the most loyal, diehard fan base out there, and we deserve better. Like, you guys know I was at the Super Bowl this year, when it was San Fran and Kansas City. It's like, man, I want that for my fan base. I want to be walking around and I'm seeing you out there and you're excited because you're at the Super Bowl, and I'm seeing Prime and out, like, we're all out there, right? Excited, and we deserve it. The hours that we put in, the money that we spend, like case in point, right? Be fully transparent with y'all, Cowboys Nation. What happened to Jay Tuck today? I'm going to tell y'all, right? I sat back and watched this shitty press conference of Stephen and Jerry Jones up there lying. And soon as the press conference was over, guess what happened? Auto deduction for my season tickets went right through. Bang. And I told my mom, I was like,
Right,
they
right.
you know what I'm saying? It's like they set us up, like trolled us, like, you're not going to do nothing about it, right? So it's frustrating because we love this team. And when you love something, you're able to get manipulated. Case in point, I got, what is this, the iPhone 15. This don't do nothing different than the 12. You know what I'm saying? Nothing different than 12. But I like,
Yeah.
but I like my Apple products, right? So you're always upgrading. You're always getting the new Jordan sneakers. I got a brand new pair of Jordans I just bought. They hurt my feet, but I'm named after Jordan. It's all like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's that same type of branding situation, and our loyalty is constantly getting manipulated. And now they're just sitting back laughing in our face, and the joke's on us. But hopefully they can find a way, man. But keep your head up, my guy. Appreciate all your support, man. Keep lifting your voice and sharing content, commenting on social media, because they feel that pressure. And like I said, I'm always going to be a megaphone for us, the people who live, sleep, eat Dallas Cowboys football, man. Appreciate you, my guy.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, they're feeling the pressure, y'all. We just gotta keep on pushing. As they say, man. Keep the calls coming, man. I'll put the access code up there as well, man. Next time I'll have the access code all typed up and stuff. I didn't know I had an access code. I guess they just gave it to me randomly, man. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how we cook on the fly, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, caller, state your name. Where you from, my guy? Yo.
Hey, you doing?
Hey, what's going on with you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yo. Can you hear us?
Are you talking to me? Yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. What's going on, man? How you doing, man?
Doing all right.
Getting all right, man.
Hey, Seahawks fan here. But I really like Dallas as well.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think Dallas is going to do in the first round?
What Dallas is going to do in the first round? So good question, draft questions, right? Because we do have a draft that's coming up. Honestly, if it's me, I feel like the Dallas Cowboys are going to go offensive line. Now, how would that fare? Are they going to go with the right tackle or left tackle? I don't know. But if I had to really bet right now, today on Tuesday, what position they're going to draft, I think it's going to be an offensive lineman that has guard and also tackle flex. They're going to put him out there with Tyler Smith on the left side and let the chips fall how they fall. But what's your thoughts? How do you think the first round is going to go?
Well, for me out here in Seattle, I'm really hoping that Michael Penix Jr. somehow drops to Seattle. That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And for Dallas, I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm pretty sure whoever they pick is going to be a good pick.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so, because we definitely need it. We definitely need it. So for you, who would be the good pick where you're just excited and like that's the pick that you wanted if you can get a pick at 24?
I really like Michael Penix Jr. a lot because I'm out here in Washington State, so that would probably be the number one pick.
Michael Penix, yeah, he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. But man, if they were to go quarterback in the first round, all heck would break loose as far as me is concerned. But yeah, I like Michael Penix, but for Dallas at 24, that will definitely let me know that they are not all in on this season. This is all about the future, my guy. Well, hey man,
I tell you, if Dallas does that, then Dak really has to be worried.
Oh yeah. Hey, oh, exactly. Yeah. I mean, but here's my thing, right? If you're going to do that, you need to move on from Dak now in the draft and actually get some draft picks back in value, because having him out there, Cooper Rush, Michael Penix, and Trey Lance is just way too much overkill at the quarterback room. So someone needs to make a move, man. But hey, my guy, appreciate you for support, man. Appreciate you for calling in. Take care. Go Cowboys.
All right, bud. Have a good day.
Yeah, Michael Penix. I like Michael Penix, man. And here's the thing, y'all. I'm not going to do a top 100 board this year. I talked to Professor O about that, because why am I working harder than the damn Cowboys? You know what I'm saying? But what we're going to reveal, what's tomorrow, Wednesday? Wednesday, I'm going to do my pet cat list, my all pet cat team. So I think that's going to be more fun for me than doing a top 100 board, because it's like the Cowboys don't, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get from there.
Top 100 board this year.
Yo, Kyle, state your name. Where you from?
But what we're going to read. It's Rick, San Diego.
Yeah, what's going on with you, my guy?
How you doing, bro? It's wild. I'm listening to you on YouTube, and I must got a, what do you call that, a delay.
Yeah.
I'm still listening to your last call. But how's it going, my guy?
Good, man.
Man, I've been talking about this probably all day since that presser. I don't know what the Joneses' infatuation is with, like, two things, right? Gaslighting as a practice, right? As a business practice. And I say business because that's how they treat us, right? They treat us like, whatever.
Right.
But that's just so insulting on levels that, as a human being and as a fan, just are unfathomable. I mean, even the way he spoke to Jane when she kind of initiated the question, and it's almost appalling. Like, holy shit, he has zero respect for like anything outside of his own opinion, or their own opinion, I should say, Stephen and Jerry's. And I don't know. I listen to the fans, and on Twitter and whatever other avenue, and you can hear the frustration, but. Frustration is one thing. We've dealt with that for 30 years. But then to speak in the manner they do about, like, their process, and, almost like when Jane asked those questions, almost like, how dare you, ask us what our processes are. And it's like, you don't even accept criticism from outside venues, which is kind of the ultimate, like, sign of a successful human being, being able to accept criticism. And then kind of take it in. Oh, we heard this, we heard that. I've been hearing all week about these names. I'm hearing about all this. And then you blame Tyron Smith on Zeke.
If
that's not a level of gaslighting.
Zeke just caught a stray at the press conference for no damn reason. It's like, what the hell?
Bro, Zeke was out there dodging. He was out there dodging garbage barrels and hopping over, speed traps and everything over there at 100.
Right. And Jerry said, you know what? Got him. You know what I'm saying? Can't call him a stray. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell did I do? You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm glad. I hope Zeke's mom didn't hear that conference.
Yeah.
She probably like, oh no, hold up, let me call somebody real quick.
Right.
But it's getting to a point where, like, we listened to the young man that called earlier about not having seen any real success, no championships. There's a couple of us that have been around for championships, but then like this toxic volleyball back and forth between the Joneses and the media, or the Jones and the fan base, period. It's even more draining. We're buying merch, we're going out there, we're supporting. I see you out there every year, Tuck, on the big screen.
Right.
You're there for us. For those of us who can't be there, or even some of us that do show up, like they just don't give back to their fan base enough. I feel like they kind of to talk to somebody in that manner, just kind of to have that approach, like, wow,
right,
really,
yeah,
and I kind of, I guess I feel for the younger fans. I mean, all the fans as a whole, but especially the younger fans, they're still impressionable. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
right,
they think this is the norm. It kind of is the norm, which is really sad. But today's presser was really revealing. Not just, I mean, think about it. It was a pre-draft presser, and 95%. Oh, I'm sorry, and 5% of the presser was about the draft. 95% of it was just
right. What's really going
on?
On?
The fan base as they do best, and then getting defensive when Jane asked a real question.
Yeah, like, and that's the problem.
We are preaching.
Was that?
Yeah, and that's the problem. The Cowboys like to have everything in control. Because I'm not sure if you guys actually watch the press conferences on YouTube. What do they do to y'all? They turn the comments off, so we can't even comment in the comment section on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just like cut everything off as far as the fans are concerned. And like you guys are saying, we are the ones out there. We are the ones that give this team the energy and the star power, because we're watching, we're traveling, we're going on the road. I mean, we've taken over stadiums in LA, and we're doing all the things that it takes to support our team. But once again, we get nothing back in return, and it's fortunate. It's very unfortunate, because what's going to happen, we're going to probably do a decent draft class, nothing too crazy, but when it comes to camp, they're going to charge you a leg and an arm to go out there and watch the team. They're going to charge you $200 per person to go in VIP just to have a shaded area, which you may or may not even have practice on that field that day, but you don't know unless you look at the cameras before you go in there. Like, there's so many just things that's just done functionally wrong when it comes to the Cowboys and how they are treating us as fans, how they treat us as content creators, how they treat the media members. They want everything in their control. And if you kind of skew outside of it, kind of like Jane did, they want to put you back in, which is unfortunate, but it's why we got to keep doing what we're doing and uplifting our voice.
Nah, man, absolutely. You hit, as always, all the points, like 100%. You get it, Tuck, and I think that's why so many people fuck with you.
Appreciate it, man.
Like,
appreciate
you
it.
understand it, you preach it, you practice it. There ain't no real. You know what I'm saying? I like to say there's no holes in the game. Like, what you see is what you can take for face value. And like you like the Cowboys People's Champ. You understand?
Right.
You and there's a handful. Y'all, you still, Vach, and it's quite a handful, y'all. Like you said, like the content creators, they're y'all, I should say, y'all who give us all the tea, all the gems, all the real things. Like, I was like, we don't get that from Jerry. We don't get that from the .com. Well, I mean, we do get that from the .com, like, because we got guys in the building, but like, we don't get that from the actual front office, and anybody that's even really close to them. We get it from our content creators, our guys that are putting in the work, our guys that are talking to people behind the scenes, and then, look at what Pat tries to give us from, No-C tries to give us from
Right.
the .com. Like, that's where we get our drive. It fuels a lot of our fandom. I know I've been listening to you, Machota, Pat, Vach, for years now. I don't even do it for me.
Right.
ESPN on my app is for scores and updates. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
right.
I'm more likely to listen, and honestly, man, like it's made my fandom so much more, I say, intense. And I guess that's probably why, when we have this kind of disappointment from the franchise, it's like, damn, we got all this, we're so fortunate to have all these. There's other franchise military now that don't have that. They have a few who are catching on on the content side of the house, but I like to say Dallas content creators created it all, created this monster. And I mean, for the better, like, for fans, it's the one thing we absolutely deserve, because we ain't getting it from the front office.
Right.
We're not getting any gems from them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly, man. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all support, man, because like I said, I'm fighting for us. Like, y'all know, and I've always said this, at the end of the day, you guys can see the content that I do and, the media stuff that I do, but I am a Dallas Cowboys hard hitter first. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see me at the tailgate. I'm out there at the tailgate. I'm out there just like y'all, man. So I have the right to voice my opinion. So sometimes people think, well, Tuck, you're being negative. Well, damn right I'm being negative, because I had to walk out of that stadium after Green Bay with that embarrassment in my head down. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I am being negative, and I want answers so I don't have to go through that again. I don't want to walk out of Levi Stadium after getting punched on by San Fran. I'm tired of that. So what are you going to do to give us the change that we deserve? So appreciate you, my guy, man. Keep rocking, and we always continue to lift your voice up.
For sure, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Yo, my guy Perry, appreciate the super chat. My guy says, J Tuck, keep hustling, brother. New media is all we got right now to keep the faith. DC4L, not for Jerry or Stephen Jones. Exactly. We are all in this together, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And here's what I'll tell you. Sometimes I personally, for me, as a content creator, I lean on new media to find my spark. Like, sometimes I'll just read Patrick No-C Walker's articles like, bro, give me something. Like, give me something to be excited about. Give me Watch Law Nation or like, give me something. And everybody's trying to find something to lean on. So hopefully Thursday, we'll kind of finally have that something to lean on, man. Keep calling in, man. We're going to keep cooking. I'm probably going to log off at 8 because the final word is going to go live, and I'm going to send all y'all over the final words to my brothers. But we're going to continue to rock, man. So let's keep it going. Shit. Yo, caller, state your name. Where you from? Yo. See if you can hear me off that delay. Yo, caller. Caller. Can you hear me? Yo, caller. Hello? Yeah. What's going on with you? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. What's going on with you?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Chilling, bro. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. There's a little bit echo up in here, but I'm going to speak anyway.
Okay, yeah, do your thing. You clear.
Yeah, man. I'm cool, Jay Tuck, man. How you doing tonight, man?
Good, man. Just talking to Cowboys Nation, having this little therapy session, getting everything out. Besides that, I can't complain, man. Besides, you know what I'm saying? I tell everybody my Cowboys are pissing me off, but my Dallas Mavericks are probably pissing me off too here in a little bit too, man. So, you know what I'm saying? They double teaming, working double on me, man. But besides that, I can't complain, bro.
Hello?
Yeah, can you not hear me?
Yes, like for some reason I'm on my headphones and I'm talking to you.
So you probably
I
looping.
see you on the screen. There's two different things going on, but I'm gonna speak anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is my whole thing about the whole situation with Dallas, man.
Okay.
Like this year, I'm not getting my hopes up for. I'm not getting my hopes up. Yeah, we are looping.
Yeah, because you probably hear me through your TV and also through the
phone
audio.
Do I need to call back or something?
Or mute wherever you're watching me on. So if you're watching me on your phone or something, you might have to mute that, and then because you're probably hearing me twice.
Yeah, I hear you now.
All
right, my bad, Cowboy Nation.
You good? We on rock, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jay Tuck, man. This is my thing about what the Joneses got going on. I'm not getting my hopes up this year about us doing anything because this seems like this is going to be like a go to black type situation with this team if they don't get the quarterback signed and work on the wide receiver, getting his contract now. Because it just seems like it's just a whole bunch of disrespect going on. We don't know if they're going to allow Mike McCarthy and what's my man name? What's my man name that does the scouting and stuff for this team? That
Will McClay?
No GM. Will McClay.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to allow them to really cook because without the Joneses being in the way, man, it's like I think that'd be the main problem a lot of the time is like these dudes in here making decisions and they not the real people that we need at the podium to make these real live. I mean, make these changing effects that we need to try to help this team, man. My thing is, okay, we've learned how to become a competitive regular season team. But it's like when we get to these playoffs, it's like the things that we were doing during the regular season, and when we don't even try to do it when we get into the playoffs. I think that's one of the biggest issues. You know, besides the Joneses wanted to get or come into these coaching rooms and tell the coaches how to coach. That's what I really believe. It's like, are they going to let these guys, even though they're 1-year deals, are they going to let them step back and just let them do their own thing?
Right.
If you're going to get all the ingredients, step back and let us do our own thing. Let us work with the ingredients that you give us. That's my whole thing. It's too much controversy. It's too much of them going against their own guys in the media and expecting people to be happy to come in play for this team or other free agents that to come play for this team. Somebody was making a good point earlier. Something else I was watching earlier. They were saying basically it's like other players will come here to get playing time, but as far as contracts, this is one of the worst teams to come to try to get a new contract. Because the only thing they're going to give you is a player-friendly contract. And I don't think that's right for, like, at least our star players on our team to have to hold out and stuff. It's like, it's too much
tug and pull, you know what I mean? Pause, but it's like it's too much going on that I don't see with other teams.
Right. Yeah.
And people want Dak Prescott to go somewhere for what? Why do we need nothing against the other caller saying something about Penix, but why do you need a Penix when you got a quarterback with second runner-up to MVP? Tony Romo ain't even do that.
Yeah. I just don't understand the Dak Prescott thing. Like, granted, he hasn't won us a Super Bowl or he hasn't played well in the playoffs to get us to where we're trying to go. But man, if you draft a Michael Penix, you are hoping that he turns into Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so like you already have it in house. Like if Trey Lance turns into Dak Prescott, you feel like, okay, that was a hell of a steal. So you're trying to get these quarterbacks to reach this mark when you already have it in house. And it's not like Dak is a locker room cancer or not a good leader. Like, he does everything that you want. The one thing you can knock on Dak Prescott is just the playoffs. That's it. One little thing. You know what I'm saying? But you can apply that to Justin Herbert. You can apply that to Josh Allen. You can apply that to so many other quarterbacks. But that's my only issue when it comes to Dak Prescott. I just don't understand why he always has to bet on himself. And think about this, bro. Personally, like, if you were at your job and you always had to bet on yourself, eventually you're going to get tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, like, I've done everything you asked me to do plus more, and I still got to prove myself. You know what I'm saying? How many years am I going to have to continue to do this? So it's unfortunate. So for me, it's not that I want to move on Dak Prescott because I feel like we're a better team without him. It's just for me to stop being selfish and like, listen, bro, you deserve better. You know what I'm saying? You really deserve better. You're going through a lot. You know what I'm saying? You're a father now. You know what I'm saying? You've been through a lot with your family. Like, it's like, bro, just go where you're appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I get it. And what's going to happen is we'll sit back and say, oh, look at Dak in the AFC Championship going against Pat Mahomes. I've always been, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those types of things, man. So it's unfortunate, bro. But listen, we got a whole bunch of callers, man. I appreciate you for calling them and trying to get everybody in. But yo, man, appreciate your support, man. Keep your head up. Let's go, Cowboys Nation.
All right, so you take it easy.
All right, appreciate you, bro. All right. Let's see here. Keep the calls coming, man. Then I'm going to lock it. I'll probably lock it here at the next 2 to 3 calls. We're going to keep rocking. Let's see here. Let's see. Yo, caller, state your name. Where you from?
What up, Jay Tuck?
What's going on with you?
Ben Larimore, man.
Oh, what's going on, my guy Ben, man? What's going on with you, bro?
We're chilling.
Y'all revved up for the draft on Thursday, man.
Draft Thursday. So draft analyst with USA Today's Cowboys Wire. Big fan of J Tuck and all the work he does out here for Cowboys Nation. So salute to you, man. How you feeling? Now that all the off-season work coming up on the draft is about to pay off and the draft is upon us, bro?
Man, I feel relieved, man. Like I said, because me personally, I don't take a breaks after the season. Like, after the draft is where I kind of like, okay, I can take my pedal off, you know what I'm saying, off the floor gas a little bit. So, you know, for me, Sunday, man, I'm looking forward. Like I said, I wasn't going to do a show tonight, man. I was going to get back in the ring, start my boxing training up, you know what I'm saying? I was on the grill, like, I was chilling. And then everyone was like, nah, Tuck, we got to address this press conference. But for me, Sunday, man, it's just like, okay, I'm going to dive into some of the undrafted guys, dive into some of the prospects. And then it's like, you know what, we kind of coast a little bit until we get to camp, man. So I'm looking forward to it. But a lot of people, like, you understand this more than anybody, it's a lot of work that goes into this draft process, and it's a lot of brain power, man. It's constant, you know, constant information, constant film sessions, double checking, you know what I'm saying? Like, going back and watching to make sure I wasn't tripping. So that's why I did Tyler Guyton the other day. Like, all right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything, because the games I watched, I just didn't see it. But let me just double check. And so you're sitting there watching 2 to 3 games to only say, yeah, Tuck, you were right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's one
absolutely.
So
absolutely,
things,
man. Hundreds to thousands of hours of just film sessions and research, you know, checking up on injury histories and character concerns and, you know, just statistics and film. It's crazy, man. And the work you do behind the scenes, Cowboys Nation, I can attest to the fact that on top of what I do for USA Today, I evaluate film translated into numbers essentially for Pro Football Focus. And I can tell you that J Tuck does an absolutely outstanding job of breaking down film for you guys, man. So don't take anything that he does for granted. I promise there's so much work that he does behind the scenes to be able to bring you guys real and accurate information that should absolutely not be taken for granted there. But the reason why I called, I figured maybe we could go a little bit of a in or out on some of these prospects.
All right, let's do it, man.
Or whatnot, if you have the time.
Yeah,
I know you're trying to wrap things up and have other callers.
No, let's go ahead. Let's cook. Let's do about 2 or 3 because we got a few callers in. Let's go ahead and get some draft stuff, man. So,
Sure. You mentioned Tyler Guyton. What would be your instant reaction if it was a stick and pick at 24 for Tyler Guyton?
Probably just that one. And here's the thing, right? I think Tyler Guyton has a high ceiling, but 1, he's a right tackle. 2, he has minimal starts. I think he's only had like 15 starts. When he was playing at TCU, he was a tight end / H-back, so he really doesn't have a position. So not only is he green at right tackle, we need a left side player, which is going to be extremely green in. And I just don't think it's going to be a simple transition for him to convert over, whether that's left tackle or I don't think he's more of a guard. I think he's going to be more of a tackle. So I think it's going to be a huge learning curve for Tyler Guyton. And then what that message would send to me is like, yes, Tuck, we're trying to tell you we are not going in on this season to win a championship. This is all about the future. And then I would kind of just be like, especially depending on what's there on the board, right? If you had, let's say, Troy Fatano's not going to be there, but let's say, for instance, right, you had like a Graham Barton. I was saying Troy Fatano, he's not going to be there at 24.
Yeah, I hear you. I personally think he, if it was my evaluations, I had a 2nd round grade on him and a 1st round projection.
On Troy?
He's the 19th overall player on my board. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. But
I would be even more pissed if we passed on Troy Fatano for Tyler Guyton then. So yeah, let's kick the table. Let's get up out of here. So but yeah, if there's like a Graham Barton, Troy Fatano, I personally am a huge fan of Jordan Morgan. I don't give a damn whether you want him at a guard or a tackle. I love the prospect. But even I like Kingsley too. I think Kingsley gives you a lot more opportunity upside than Tyler Guyton would be as well. So, I'm keeping it a buck. I just wouldn't be a fan of the pick. So, to be honest with you,
I wouldn't either, man. I've got Tyler Guyton. Where was he? At 47th overall player on my board, and I think a lot of your concerns are valid. The tight end to OT convert. Joe Alt's a tight end to OT convert. So,
right.
That's not always, a bust type of thing, but when you see Joe Alt, the rawness to his game isn't there compared to someone like a Tyler
He's seasoned because he had a lot of snaps.
You take him, it's absolutely a tools pick, right? Like they're going to take someone who's got all the tools and they're going to try and mold him into something great. Now, the Cowboys traditionally are a team that can do that, right? But I hear you. I think that would be an interesting one for sure. Let's roll the dice on
they also did it
outside of the O-line.
Because they also did it with Matt Waletzko. Because remember, Matt Waletzko, he was also a tight end kind of convert. So kind of guy had that size, and we see how that's all kind of panned out. So yeah.
I agree with you. 100%. Let's do wide receiver, Brian Thomas Jr.
That would be the fun one. That's the fun one to get me a little excited, right? You know what I'm saying? But that would be okay. All right. I'm excited about that pick. I would love to get Brian Thomas. I feel like that would be the shot in the arm that the fan base needs and also this organization and team needs if you're able to get Brian Thomas. Now, once again, I talked to a few friends who are Steelers fans. They're saying they're high. And so it's like, now is the time, man, where I start to try to cheat off of other people's notes. So like, what's going on over here? What are y'all looking at? So, but I would love to get Brian Thomas. If he's there at 24, all bets are off the table. I would go Brian Thomas, unless it's like Leatu Latu, but I know people are concerned about the neck injury. But I would love to get Brian Thomas, man, if he's available. I think he's the boundary XY receiver that we would need. They're asking me in the chat, right, Brian Thomas over Keon. They're not drafting no nose, man. So I'm not even Cowboys Nation, I have been heard all offseason since the Green Bay game. Y'all want me to get excited that the Cowboys are going to draft a Florida State player, only for me to get crushed on camera. Y'all do this to me every year because I was thinking there's no chance in hell Asante Samuel Jr. is going to be available. In the chat, the entire stream was like, he's going to be there, Tuck. Keep the faith, Tuck. He's going to be there, Tuck. They're going to get him, Tuck. And he was there. And they passed on him from Kelvin Joe. I'm like, you know what? I'm done setting myself up for failure to the point where they're going to probably draft Trey Benson or something. I'm going to be like, whatever, don't care. Like, I'm going to be numb to it. But I would love to Keon Coleman or Brian Thomas. I think if they get Keon Coleman, for whatever reason, due to a bunch of draft nerds bringing down his value, I don't think he's going to go first round. But for Brian Thomas Jr., absolutely.
Right on, 10-4, brother. Yeah, I think the Asante Samuel thing, it had to be his size, right? It had to be his size. But what a whiff. What a whiff by them to go Joseph instead of Asante Samuel, dude. Couldn't agree more. You got time for one more, maybe?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right, let's take it back to O-line. Let's do interior O-line. Of the players, let's say of available, all three of these guys are going to be available somehow.
Okay.
Let's say Jackson Powers Johnson,
okay,
Zach Frazier, and Graham Barton.
Graham Barton. I feel like
Graham Barton, really?
Yeah. I like Graham, man. I feel like Graham gives you the flexibility of guard/center flex as well, so you can kind of move around depending on how things happen with Hoffman. And I feel like Graham Barton is one of the most seasoned offensive linemen in this year's class, not including like the big two, right? So I definitely like Graham Barton. He has the toughness, the physicality, just as I have the size to play tackle. So for the position flex, the upside potential, I would go with Graham Barton. Then the conversation really comes down between JPJ and Frazier. I know there's some conversation about JPJ and this injury thing kind of going on. Haven't found anything concrete or whether that's just smoke or not. But those three remain.
I heard.
Go ahead.
So I don't want to cut you off, but I did hear that it was concussion based. A little bit of that hip stuff going on from the pre-draft stuff, but that seemed okay. But then I heard Brian Broaddus I saw Brian Broaddus tweet out that he reached out to some league guys, GMs and whatnot, his people, and they seemed to think that he had checked out pretty well as far as those injury concerns were concerned.
Yeah, so then I would probably lean towards JPJ, but overall, man, I would do Graham Barton. I like Graham Barton.
Okay, that's fair. And what if I was to say specifically for center? Would that sway you at all?
Yeah, that's the conversation piece. So you're saying just a center, right? Then, because we have this conversation in the draft show, then I would probably lean towards JPJ because he's the most like pure center. You know what I'm saying? With him and Frazier versus Graham, it's going to try to think. Now, I think Graham's going to be able to transition left side, right side, left center, wherever. But instant out of the pocket, out of the package, ready. It would be JPJ for me if you're saying just center. We're not talking about position flex.
Is there anything about Graham Barton's game that you don't like that Cowboys Nation should be wary of?
I think some people are concerned about his strength, right, playing the inside. But overall, like, I like his physicality. I like his athleticism. Like, I watched him 2 years ago when Duke played Kansas and just got at him as a pure tackle, man. So I like his athleticism. I like his physicality. I mean, the only thing they can probably say is probably his strength, you know, where he failed where versus these big defensive tackles versus be on the perimeter. But for me personally, man, I'm not I'm really not concerned about Graham. I mean, you put Graham in our offensive line room along with Zach Martin. If he would have had, you know, Tyron Smith, I feel like he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be out of the box ready. And that's what I'm looking for, honestly, Ben. I'm looking for out of the box ready guys. I'm not looking for 3 years down the road. Here comes Tyler Guyton. Like, bro, I might not even care about it. I might be on some other stuff by there, man. So, yeah, I just like Graham Barton, man. But there's a lot of guys I like in the interior.
I agree with you, man. I have him actually below JPJ and Frazier personally. But he's still 29th on my board overall. Mm-hmm. So for me, I think the strength thing, it's not so much like strength, it's core strength for me. Whenever I watch his film, I see a little bit of of anchor issues, right? A little bit of getting bent, and like you say, you move them inside from dealing with DNs and outside linebackers to NFL DTs.
Right.
You're gonna think, okay, well he's gotta fix that pad level, that leverage, and strengthen that core a little bit. And then all of a sudden he's just this fantastic player if he can fix that, because he's got the movement, he's got the grip strength, the tenacity. He extends and drives his legs in the run game. He'll put you on your ass at the second level, right? So there's a lot of things to be excited about Graham Barton there. But I think that's really good insight out of you, Jay Tuck. Keep up the great work as always, brother.
Thanks, my guy, man. Appreciate you, man. Ben, let everybody know where they can find you, my guy.
Sure, yeah. So Larimore, that's Larimore, Larimore _Ben on X. I do a lot of Cowboys, just talking Cowboys, really interactive with people. Love to talk it, chop it up and talk football. And then, my articles come out on Cowboys Wire over there, a sports media group of USA Today. And that's pretty much it for now, but things are similar in the pipeline. Hope to do some content, hopefully people like you, Jay Tuck, down the road. So keep an eye out for that as well. For now, everyone's in great hands with people like Jay Tuck here at this very channel at this very moment. So keep doing your thing, man, and thanks for the shout. And I'll catch y'all next time.
All right, my guy, man. Appreciate it, man. Definitely check out my guy, Ben. He kills it when it comes to the draft content. And so I'm going to go and turn this off, man. Goodbye. We out of here, man. So flying in the air. So to let everybody know, so what's going on draft day? So draft day, CFO Sports will be hosting our live draft show day 1 Thursday. Friday we'll be doing day 2. Friday I might just do like all day, like go crazy. Saturday is up in the air. I think I will be live streaming on Saturday. My kids have senior prom, but from what they're saying, they don't need dad around for anything. They don't want to do none of the fancy stuff. They don't want to do the ceremony and photos. They're like, no, we got it. We're just gonna go out with our friends. I'm like, okay, cool, bro. So I might be live streaming on Saturday, but what's gonna happen is we'll be live streaming on CFO Sports. We're gonna have a lot of guests pop through. Maybe my guy Ben chop through, DMV, Rome, like whoever. A lot of the heavy hitters, man. I'll be jumping in, jumping out as we give you guys live coverage for the NFL draft. So I'm definitely excited about that. Like I said, draft day has always been kind of Christmassy for me. Hopefully we get something fun under the tree and see what the Cowboys do, man. But I'm definitely appreciative of all you guys, man. Oh, Jared Verse falls at 24. You grab him, get the hell up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And someone said something. Let me see. Let me move this real quick. Someone said, bro, do you have on a Jalen Hurts shirt? Hell no, man. That's the hunt season shirt, man. You know what I'm saying? He's tackling Jalen Hurts, man. I saw some Eagles fans trolling like, oh, Jay Tuck got on the Eagles shirt, bro. No, that's Micah, man. That's the lion hunting Jalen Hurts, bro. Yeah, so CFOsportstalk.com if you want that shirt, man. But yeah, man, do a lot of draft content. Thursday, like I said, Friday, we'll probably just go like, I might start like at 1 or something. It's kind of go crazy, man. And do that for day 2 of the draft. That's when the fun really happens. And day 3, I will probably be around because, like I said, my kids, they're saying, Dad, we don't need you to drive us. They don't want you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're too cool for Dad right now for prom. So whatever. So yeah, we'll be doing that, man. Doing draft coverage. Have a lot of people jumping in and out and keeping you guys, up to what everything's going on. Breaking down the prospects, breaking down the picks. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to do some giveaways, have some guests, man. Just keep it live and lit like we know what we normally do, man. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys for rocking with me on this channel throughout the draft process. As you guys know, I love covering the draft. I love talking about prospects. It's a real joy of mine. Like, even disregarding the Cowboy stuff, like, I love doing draft. A lot of people's like, Tuck, you should just do it all year long. But, maybe if the Cowboys are in tank mode, like around week 4, we'll just start draft stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I love talking to prospects. I get a lot of DMs from prospects. You're reaching out to me. It's like, yo, I appreciate your film breakdown. You're spot on. I'm working on this. I'm working on that. So, a lot of people ask me like, Tuck, why don't you have a lot of prospects on your show? And it's because it's really not about me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I don't need anything from these prospects. I just want them to go out there and be great, unless you're going to Philly, right? So, I appreciate, all the prospects who reach out to me, the family members who watch my content, the agents and everything. It's a joy of mine, it's a real joy of mine. And it excites me. Like I said, there's a lot of work that goes into it, a lot of research, Hopefully you guys found value and education into it, and we'll sit back and see what our Dallas Cowboys will do on Thursday. But I appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, follow me on all social media platforms at jtuck151. That's Twitter, Instagram, and also TikTok. The YouTube channel, of course, CFO Sports. Subscribe. Let's get these numbers up. Let's get these shares up, man, and spread the word about what we do in our community. A lot of people is like, yo, Tuck, I didn't even know you had a YouTube channel. What? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So get the word out, man. I appreciate all the support. Like I said, we're going to go live tomorrow. We are going to do one last live mock draft, one last wrap a ribbon on all it and be done with it. And I'm also going to reveal my pet cat list, offense and defense, of my players that, you know, it's not just the prospects that are like famous and that everyone's talking about, right? Like Malik Neighbors, like, oh, it's my pet cat. Like, nah, man, y'all know how we do. We're going to get surgical with it, talk about a few prospects who I just think is going to be, you know, a major value add at the NFL level. So I appreciate all the support, man. Cowboys Nation, listen, I know it's frustrating times right now, but keep your head up. We are in this together, and we're going to figure out this thing one way or another. But do me one favor, do not let anybody suppress your voice, man. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and go Cowboys. Peace. Oh, and Jerry Jones, man, listen, Jerry and Stephen Jones, we are done and tired of all of your
bullshit. Peace.